friends, welcome to this week's card class. This week for class I wanted to make a few cards that were wintry feeling because we have entered this very awkward season that it's not Christmas time anymore, but it's also not Valentine's Day. So I decided to make just some fun wintry cards. I was actually motivated to make this card based off of this ribbon, which is an ivory and gray color palette, which is totally different than what I normally see for snowflakes, but I thought it would be kind of fun to work in that kind of color palette today. And then I stamped in white ink and heat embossed with ivory embossing powder this really cute little snowman image with the cute little bird. I thought that was so sweet. So that's the motivators for this card. So we're going to start out with this piece of gray modeled paper that has the sentiment warm wishes stamped on the bottom. So we're going to actually work on this. So first thing we're going to do is pull out our white glitter ribbon here, and we're going to fold that in half, and then we're going to cut it. So we're cutting this in half. Okay, so you have two pieces, all right, of that glittery, amazing ribbon that I love so much. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put some double-sided tape down. I recommend putting the double-sided tape on the back side of the ribbon, but you could of course put it directly onto your paper as well. But I'm just going to show you where we're going to put it. So I'm going to put the double-sided tape on the back side of my ribbon here. Now, as we're looking at this, from the left-hand side, you're going to go in about 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch up from the bottom. Well, some space up from the bottom, because I realize now as I'm laying this down that my warm wishes sentiment, you want the ribbon to go right underneath the warm wishes sentiment, okay? But about 1/2 inch in from the left-hand side. So you're going to have some of it hanging off of the edge, and that's okay. And then we're going to do the same thing at the top. And for this, I would say, just so that way we have enough space, you can lay this down, and then we'll put this along the top. That way we make sure that we have enough space for our sentiment and our image. I'm realizing my warm wishes is a little on the high side. I would have preferred it down just a little bit lower, but I didn't have my image here, so I wasn't sure where it was going to land. Okay, so now we're going to take this ribbon, and again, we're going in from the left-hand side, and we're going in about 1/2 inch. Now, I want to make sure that we did not glue this down yet. I just have it as a placeholder so I know where to put my ribbon along the top here. We're going 1/2 inch in from the left once again, and this is going to go all the way across. Now, depending on how high up your sentiment is stamped, hopefully you have enough space here, but if not, please contact me and I'm happy to stamp you out another little warm wishes on another piece of gray paper. Another thing you could do is also trim your suede paper down to size if needed. Okay, all right, so now I'm gonna trim off the edges of my glitter ribbon here, and I need to put some more nope, there's tape on there, just didn't stick it. Okay, all right, now we're gonna flip this over, and we're gonna put double-sided tape on the back on all 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to take our snowflake ribbon. This is going to go on the left. I'm going to scooch it over so then that way I see just this roughly 1/2 inch of this gray showing on the left-hand side, and there's no glitter ribbon over here at all, okay? So once I've stuck that there, I'm just going to fold this around, and it's going to stick to the double-sided tape that's on the back side. All right, so there we have that. Now I'm going to put double-sided tape just where that ribbon was at. And now I'm going to mount this onto the front of our ivory card base, and there's going to be about 1/8 inch on all 4 sides. Okay, all right, so this is where we're currently at. Okay, now I'm going to take my snowman, and I'm going to go ahead and tape him down. Again, you may have needed to trim this down a little bit, and if that's the case, actually I'm realizing now that I also need to do a slight little trim, because I want to make sure that that fits in that little gray space there. So I'm actually just going to trim off 1/8 inch. Sorry guys. You can always take a pair of scissors and trim it off if needed. And then we'll go ahead and stick this on here, right above the warm wishes sentiment. And that will fit perfectly. Now, when I had originally designed this card, I had actually planned to put snowflakes all over the place, but it would have been way too busy. So, in that fashion, I decided to put some snowflakes on the inside of the card. So for this card, we're going to pick out 3 snowflakes. The other 5 we're going to set aside for the next card. I'm going to go ahead and just cut these up. When you're looking at your little snowflake, you'll see it kind of looks like this, and these little kind of arrowy things on the left and right. you're gonna go ahead and just trim those off. Okay, so that's what you should end up with. All right, so we're gonna have 3 of those. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Now my snowflakes here got a little bit bent, so we're just gonna glue that in place here. So you're gonna get out your glue, and I decided I'm just gonna put a little dot of glue just right in the middle of the snowflake, and I'm gonna do 2 snowflakes up at the top right, and I'm gonna do 1 snowflake down here on the bottom. Now I'm gonna kind of pull this out so that my snowflake is nice and flat in my hand, and then as I lay it down, that one snowflake side is going to kind of curl a little bit, and so I'm just going to put some glue on the back side of that just to make sure that that stays in place. Okay. All right, and there we have the first card. Ta-da! All right, there's the warm wishes card. All right, on to the next one.